CMA Sri Lanka warmly welcomes our chief guest, Mr. Asita Talwata, and our guest of honor, Professor Mangala Fonseca, on this significant day. So please remain standing for the national anthem. Now, to light the oil lamp, now I invite our chief guest, Mr. Asita Talwata, and our guest of honor today, Professor Mangala Fonseca, and President of CMA Sri Lanka, Professor Lakshman R. Vatavala, and CMA Council Member, Mrs. N. Kasichetti, and Executive Director, CMA Sri Lanka, Mr. L.B. Vattagedara, and Mr. J.M.U.B. Jayasekara, and Mr. Surya Kumar to light the oil lamp. May I now invite Professor Lakshman R. Vatavala, President of CMA Sri Lanka, to deliver the welcome address. Professor Lakshman R. Vatavala is the President of Institute of Certified Management Accountants of Sri Lanka and President of the Institute of Certified Professional Managers and former President of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka and former President of South Asia Federation of Accountants, and former Chairman of People's Bank, and former Chairman and Director General of the BOI. Now I invite Professor Lakshman R. Vatavala to deliver the welcome address.
Our chief guest at the 9th graduation ceremony, Mr. Asita Talwat, the country managing partner of Ernst & Young, Sri Lanka. Our guest of honor, Professor Mangala Fonseca, Professor in Accounting, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. Council member, Mrs. Nilima Kasichetti. Mr. Jayasekara, the Managing Director of the JMC Institute. Mr. Wattigaitara, the Executive Director of CMA. Distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the CMA, let me welcome you to the 9th graduation ceremony of CMA Sri Lanka. As you know, CMA was really established in the year 1999, although we launched our operations of the 3rd of June 2000. 10 years later, we were able to be recognized by an Act of Parliament number 23 of 2009 and fully recognized as a professional body in Sri Lanka. As you know, currently there are 2 professional accounting bodies in Sri Lanka. One is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, which is now over 50 years old. However, unfortunately in Sri Lanka, unlike our neighboring countries of India, Bangladesh and Pakistan, we did not set up either a cost and management accounting body or in current terms a management accounting body. So there was really a vacuum and foreign bodies were operating in Sri Lanka and dominated the market. It is very essential that we build our own professional education. That is how the Institute of Chartered Accountants came into being. At that time, we had only the English Institute of Chartered Accountants. And the government at that time appointed a special committee under the Ministry of Trade and Commerce to study the need for a professional accounting body, and that's how this body was set up. Thereafter, it was in the year 2009 when the Institute of Chartered Accountants celebrated their golden jubilee, in fact 50 years. In fact, I remember I was the president when they celebrated the silver jubilee of 25 years. And when they celebrated 50 years, the CMA was able to get incorporated by an Act of Parliament. And the first time, the government of Sri Lanka officially recognized the management accounting profession in Sri Lanka. So therefore, all of our student population have nothing to worry. You are part of a recognized professional body in Sri Lanka. In fact, many have been asking this question, whether what is the recognition that you have got? In fact, there was a half-a-day debate in the parliament to discuss about the CMA, and all of them agreed that this is a very useful educational program for Sri Lanka. Because management today is really required in every sphere of business, administration, either government or private. So all of you are really taking to a profession that has a lot of scope, there are a lot of career development, that will also give you very high salaries. You must also realize that there is a change when we say you are a professional. A professional is not a person who only studies. He must have the ability and the skills to do his practical training. That is why all professional bodies compulsorily put down in that educational program that they should undertake practical training. So all of you must really ensure that you are able to perform what you have learned. And we are now ready to give you the opportunity. We have over 100 training places that have been approved by us. They are asking for trainees, and we will be able to assist you in this task. So you can apply to the CMA, and they will assist you in getting a place of training, which will enable you to get the practical training that you need. As you can see, we changed our syllabus for the last March 2012 exam. I think it was a very rigorous exercise, and I'm extremely happy that one of the architects who really undertook the preparation of this syllabus is here with us. In fact, he will speak to you, and I'm sure that he will tell you more about what is really included in this syllabus and what the final product would be once they qualify. He is no other than Professor Mangala Fonseca, the Professor in Accounting at the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. He's been someone who has been dedicated to the management accounting profession, and I'm sure that he will be giving you a very useful and informative lecture to you on this important day. Now, if you look at our new syllabus, we have 4 levels ending up with the integrative case study, which will really round up a full professional. So it will really take, if you start from the beginning, 2.5 years to complete it, but maybe those who are bright may be able to complete it within 2 years. There are different modes of education available for the students. In fact, I am extremely happy that one of the heads of the institutes, the JMC Institute, Mr. JMUB Jayasekara, is present with us. I think, in fact, he has come to see the award winners, because I am sure it gives him great pride when he sees so many students and award winners receiving their awards at this graduation day. This is indeed an encouragement to all of you. He has been playing a very important role in the field of education, and I am extremely happy having associated him over a long period of time at the Institute of Chartered Accountants Council, at the AAT Council, that he has dedicated himself and helped the youth to become professional accountants. The examination is really not an easy task to perform, and we have to really do a lot of preparation. There's a whole team of professionals who are involved in it. We have our examiners, we have the setting examiners, then the corrections have to be done, the examination department doing the administration. So there are many aspects to this, because it has to be done properly so that it will be useful to the students and also be able to test the students on their competence. We have given much thought to various changes that are taking place. In fact, one of the changes that we will be doing from the March 2013 exam is to make the foundation level exam the setting and the answering of questions would be 100% multiple choice. Currently, it's over 30%, and that would be a significant change that we are doing. It will not be computer-based as done by some other institutes, but we will be really going in to the normal written mode where you will be able to answer. I am sure this is an area which our guest of honor, Professor Mangala Fonseca, would speak to you. Then looking at the recognition, I must tell you that recently, many of the foreign institutes have been looking at our program as to how CMA students could be given or obtain another foreign qualification, because this will also be a plus point for them. In addition to that, it will show the degree of recognition of CMA by these institutes. Now, one of the institutes that with whom we have been working very closely is the ACCA UK. They are conducting their programs here. So currently they have given the maximum exemptions that they are giving to other professional bodies such as Chartered. And our students will be able to get 9 exemptions, and they will have to do 5 papers to complete the exam. In fact, we will also be giving the same reciprocal arrangement to them, where they will have to sit for the final 4 papers and also the integrative case study. Then in addition to that, there are some who like to go to Canada. Now we have just formalized an arrangement with CGA Canada, Certified General Accountants Program in Canada. Canada has 3 institutes. One is the Chartered Accountants, the other one is the CMA, with whom we have already got a tie-up, and the other one is the CGA. They will recognize our qualification. There again, they have different levels, and then they will have to sit certain of the final papers. But there is really a difference in Canada and Australia, where they insist that students should have a degree, basic degree qualification. They don't specify which degree, but they say that you should have a degree. In Canada, you can first register and then thereafter do the degree, so that would be permitted. And they have also said that they will assist students who come over there in finding a place in the university to do a degree program. So these are some of the institutes that have done it. Then the CPA Australia, we are working with them very closely, and also CMA Canada, we are doing their evaluations, and once we have the results, we will let you know what the situation is. So this, I think, is a very good indication of the high standards of the CMA program, and it will also benefit most of our students. Talking of the degree program, if any of our students want to do a degree program, we already have an arrangement with the Open University of Sri Lanka, where you can register for the Bachelor in Management Science program or the BMS program after the second year or second level, so that they can obtain a degree program. I know already certain students have done this, and it would be advisable for all of you to look at that, because today a degree is a very essential part in the education of any student. If they can have a degree, that would be very good, and you should try to make available of the opportunities that are there in order that you can gain a university degree. We have also formulated the e-learning programs, and this is also available to students, so that those who want to study at leisure, especially those who are employed, will be able to make use of the e-learning programs and maybe study even at their office where they could undertake their studies. The CMA has also shifted to their own premises at Visakha Lane, a 3-story building which we purchased recently, and where we have a special facility for computers, where students can come and use the computers. In addition to that, where we have a reading room, and also where we have encouraged students to join the student society. Recently we have formulated a student society, and that has been already set up, and all of you are encouraged to join it. And I must say that our students have been quite active. Our students were invited by the Indian cost accountants, where they had their students' festival in Kochi. And we had about 10 students participating, and they did extremely well. In the case study, we were placed number 2. So we were runners-up, which I think is really a creditable performance. Out of all the Indian cost accountants or the cost accounting students, our students were able to get the 2nd place. So there is a lot of talent among our students, and they are extremely good. So that is the very reason that we thought that we should set up the student body, and I'm sure that all of you would join that body and give them also the encouragement and your cooperation and assistance to formulate matters of interest to the students. So today you are present with your parents, and I'm sure the parents would be proud that their children are getting awards, some passing out, which I think is a very happy occasion for them. They have spent their money, but I must say that the CMA qualification is an affordable qualification. It is not expensive like the foreign qualifications. A qualification suited for the local purse. It's maybe 1/10 the cost of a foreign course. So that will help our students, because today there are students not doing one course, they are doing maybe so many programs that they are doing, and it might help them to do a number of courses while they are doing their studies. So let me congratulate all the award winners, the members. We have the associate members who will be proud to use the designation ACMA, the fellow members who will be proud to use the designation FCMA, and then the past finalists and the other award winners. So let me congratulate every one of them and also thank them for their presence today, and I'm sure that they are on the right path and they will be able to reach greater heights in the future. I must also thank our chief guest, Mr. Asita Talwatta, who is the country managing partner of Ernst & Young in Sri Lanka. He's been someone who's very closely involved in the accounting field, a past president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka, a past president of CMA. So I'm sure his blessings are there with CMA, although, and as past president of CMA, he might be able to tell us something of what we should do and help our students. He's been very much involved in the corporate governance, on the corporate ethics, as chairman of the committee at the Institute of Chartered Accountants. And currently the rules and regulations applicable by the Securities Exchange Commission are what have been formulated during his time as president. And I think for the students and the members, they should make a note of the corporate governance and ethics, which is very important and useful to them, and an area where we should really pay more attention. Because when you open the papers today, you find so many things of what is happening in the stock market and other areas. I must also thank Professor Mangala Fonseca, our guest of honor, for his presence today. And he's also on our council and helping us a great deal, and helped in the linking of the universities with CMA. We have a MOU with the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, and that has helped us to get a lot of support from their accounting faculty. And in the new council, they have also nominated a council member from the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura accounting department. So this, I think, is a good sign, and I'm sure they will be able to make a great contribution to CMA. Let me also thank all our council members. They have been lending their full support, cooperation in all activities, and the growth of CMA has been their dedication to the institute. Then the examination staff, and also all the staff who have really contributed in organizing this event. It's not an easy task because the results were only released recently. We had to inform everyone, but they were able to contact all of you all and get you all to come. So let me thank all of them for the excellent work that they have done, and I'm sure that they will, with their support, that we will be able to build the institute. So finally, let me once again congratulate all of you and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Now I invite our guest of honor, Professor Mangala Fonseca from the Department of Accounting, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, to address. Professor Mangala Fonseca, a professor in accounting, Department of Accounting, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, obtained his bachelor's degree in natural sciences and Master of Business Administration degree from the University of Colombo. He is a fellow member of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, UK, and the Institute of Certified Management Accountants of Sri Lanka. A keen researcher in the field of management accounting practice in Sri Lanka, he has published widely in his chosen area of study. Professor Fonseca has also authored and co-authored a number of textbooks on a variety of topics that are popular among postgraduate level students of management studies. He held senior positions in a number of private and public sector organizations prior to joining the university system. A former senior faculty and academic administrator of the Postgraduate Institute of Management, he served a spell as head Department of Accounting of the University of Sri Jawadanapura. Professor Fonseca has also contributed towards national level endeavors in accounting education. He currently serves as a member of the Governing Council of the Institute of Certified Management Accountants of Sri Lanka. Now I invite Professor Fonseca to address.
President, CMA Sri Lanka, Chief Guest, Mr. Asita Talwatta, members of the Governing Council, recipients of awards and certificates, ladies and gentlemen. Having been associated with the CMA Sri Lanka for a few years in the sphere of enriching the academic standards of its study program, it gives me much pleasure to be here at its graduation ceremony. I am grateful to the President, CMA Sri Lanka, and its Governing Council for inviting me to this important event of its academic calendar. Ladies and gentlemen, my address consists of two parts. Firstly, a few words of